Greetings, it is I, Foolish, back again for a rare school night video. My sense of urgency has been inspired by a new layout I created today. I was thinking about how I'm not good at reading on people, and I think one of the reasons why is because I'm just picking, 5 or 6 or 7 cards, just waiting for pop-outs, right? I'm not using a layout. I don't use a layout because I don't honestly like any of the layouts that are available to read on people. It's almost like I've forgotten that I created some to do surveillance on a celebrity who shall not be named. Super sick of his raggedy ass. I'm not even interested enough to do any more readings on him. He's just gross, man. He's gross. He's gross. Yeah. Alright then. I created a layout of questions that I want to know about a person, okay? Now here's the challenging part, which I think is true for really any public figure that you don't know personally. Particularly for me, because I don't like to get in their business. Alright? I don't. I also don't appreciate their business being visited upon me. There's just stuff I don't need to know about you. It's a lot of stuff I don't want to know. It's none of my business. I don't appreciate being confronted with whatever beefs they've got. I mean, sometimes it's funny. Twitter beefs can be hilarious, but the more devious behaviors, I don't want to know about it, really. Unless they're doing something super gross. Like they're a gross person doing gross stuff to other persons. That's when I'm like, I'm out. Other than that, if they have some kind of drug problem or because they're human beings. And they're subject to the same foibles, and honestly, I almost feel like they can get in way more trouble than just one of us mere mortals, okay? Because a lot of times they're getting paid tons of cash. And they have access, okay? So they're able to kind of create this swath of destruction in their wake, alright? Back to the layout I created. These are all things that I want to know about a person, okay? Unfortunately, with public figures, you can only really go by what you read about them or what they say about themselves, and just like the rest of us, a lot of people don't really know themselves very well, or, it's always that choice between creating an image or building your character. You can't always have it both ways. And if you're really good at building your image, chances are you're going to become famous. It's kind of a catch-22. So how am I going to test this new layout, right? I'll tell you how. For my control, I'm using my buddy, Cece. The first word, when I first met her, and the word has stuck, is magnanimous. That was the first word, and the only word that has consistently popped into my mind anytime I'm dealing with her or thinking about her or, recalling some ha-has that we had. The thing about her is she's so open. She's so, like, she knows herself, all right? She's within her own power. And she and I get along really well. I don't think there's enough people like her in the world, honestly. So I'm really grateful that I know at least one. She's... The other reason why I'm using her as a control is she will watch this. I wasn't sure if, like, tarot cards would freak her out or whatever. You can't just... Like, I won't even read on a celebrity that I think might get freaked out by tarot cards. Like, once I got good at reading on people, I mean, there's a whole list of people I'd love to read on, like Killer Mike from Run the Jewels. I'd love to read on that guy, but, like, I feel it's disrespectful to read on somebody if I don't know whether they'd be down for a tarot reading about them, you know? I mean, he seems open-minded and stuff, but, like, and he'd never see the video, but that's not the point. That's not really the point. I just feel kind of cringy in myself, you know? Now, like, metalheads and stuff, like, they are super down, generally speaking. I don't even know if they make metalheads in a version that would hate on some tarot cards or resent the fact that somebody read on them, okay? And that's kind of why I've been only sticking with the metalheads. But, like, Biz Marquee, you know, MF Doom, Biz Marquee's still alive. I don't know, and I feel weird, and I feel like I respect them too much to disrespect them by treating them like they're some kind of cartoon character, you know, that I would read on. So we're going to use CC, and we're going to use this new layout, and I'm going to know whether these answers are correct or close, okay? And this isn't about Morgan, because Morgan is correct. Morgan comes correct, okay? What this is about is whether this layout is going to be Morgan compatible, and if I'm going to be able to interpret it how I would like, okay? I was wondering what to call this, and I think I'm just going to call it Strychnine, okay? No relation to Tech 9. 9 cards. No fancy circles or crosses or any of that. We're just going to do 3 by 3. That's all we're gonna do. So let's get started, Morgan. This one has the. All right, now look, Morgan, or this, I guess. Looky there. You see? You see? This is what we're going for here. We're gonna read on CC, our buddy CC. Let's just see what happens, right? Should we do pop-outs or should I pick? I don't know. Morgan's always been really good with the pop-out. Okay. First row is image. Public, private, and self. Public, 2 of Pence. Private, Hierophant. Self, High Priestess. I will buy that, actually. We'll shuffle this again. The next row is Handling. first card is stress. Which means, what does she do under stress? Okay? The second is struggle. How does she handle struggle? And the third is, I didn't want to say, I want to say soft spot, okay? I don't want to say vulnerability or like weakness, because I don't know. But listen, everybody's got an Achilles heel, right? Stress, struggle, soft spot. All right, now the third row is approach. Like, what's her outlook on life? Like, how does she approach life, okay? Just for the record, really quickly, this seems to be pretty right on. The second card is, what does she appreciate? Like, what's her favorite thing about life, you know? What does she appreciate the most? And then what is her, let's get some clarification here. What's her favorite quality about herself, okay? How does she approach life? What does she love about it? And what does she love about herself? What quality does she like about herself, Morgan? I feel like those last two cards I put back in the deck were important. But this is, we're just doing a dry run. CC's not going to be offended. What does CC love about life? Hey, come on. What is the favorite thing about herself? What does she love the most about herself? Weird. Okay. So here's what we got here. Let's write this down. Our first run at this. We may adjust this as necessary. 2 pence. Perfect. My priestess. Star. Strump. King of Swords. Ace of Pents. Knight of Cups. And Nine of Wands reversed. Down. Down arrow. Alright. Now, we have, none of these are reversed except for the Nine of Wands. We actually got our book in, so that is fantastic. Her public image, balance and stability, true. True. She's very, publicly, she's very unflappable, okay? But then when she and I get together with the Kiki, like, we talk a bunch of shit, and, you know, we're making each other laugh, and then it's nice to find a counterpart that can allow for creative expression and not make that mean anything, you know? And she never, ever, ever nitpicks. And I love that too. The Two of Pentacles asks you to flow with your emotions rather than allowing them to wash you over and knock you off balance. Yeah, that's her. Choosing between what you are passionate about and what you think you should be doing can be challenging. That's her public image there, all right? Plus a little tip there, just from a general reading standpoint, because I know she's going to watch this. Now, her private image is the Hierophant. And let's see what this so-and-so has to say. Because, you know, he ain't got no sense of humor. Teacher. She does. She shares her wisdom with others. As far as I know, she's got an open mind and she is respectful of opposing viewpoints. But it says also to be open to a teacher entering your life. This may come in many forms. So this is learning, okay? Learning, teaching, and tradition. Her self-image, the way she sees herself. The High Priestess, I think I'm on board with that. Intuition, self-knowledge. Trust yourself and follow your intuition. Even if where it leads you might not make logical sense at first. You know, she is pretty bold. And she does, like, just watching her conduct herself and move through life, she seems to have quite a bit of faith, quite a bit of trust. I don't want to say, not so much faith, but let's say trust. All right? Trust. So that seems to be right on. Now, how does she handle stress? Yeah. How does she handle stress and conflict? The Star. This is going a lot smoother than I thought it would. Hope and healing. Huh. Does she have a lot of hope? And the great thing is, like, she knows herself, so she'll tell me if any of this is correct. How does she handle stress? It says she heals from the past and is hopeful for the future. The Star appears to lift your spirits after a time of painful or violent transformation and helps renew your faith and hope in the future. Hope, faith, trust. You know? That's how she handles stress. This is kind of freaking me out a little bit. Morgan kind of gives me the spooky gigglies, if you will. Overcoming obstacles and endurance. That's her for sure. This is for her. You are stronger than you know. Life is full of challenges, but you can trust. Trust, again. Trust yourself to handle just about any situation that arises. That's her. That's her. Have confidence and persistence in your career. There's power in your voice. I told her that just today, actually. Be brave and trust your inner strength, but know it's perfectly fine to be vulnerable. You know what? You know what I feel from her? She already knows that. This is, so far this has worked out pretty well. I'm really impressed with this, actually, and I'm glad I used her as a control, because she'll tell me. She'll tell me if I'm completely off base. King of Swords. This is a soft spot. Not a weakness, but just maybe vulnerability is okay to use. Because everybody has one. Intellectual ambition, leadership. She is definitely a leader. And this is her soft spot. Represents you or another person who embodies the qualities of authority, intelligence, and use of logic to attain success. Oh. It can also represent the energy of a situation requiring you to take decisive action on your own behalf or stand up for others who may not have the power to defend themselves. That's one of her strengths, actually, I feel. From what I know. And listen, you can't know someone fully, you know? But I'm taking my best guesses. I think it's, if any soft spot, is maybe occasional wavering of confidence to be the authority of your own life by taking action on your own behalf or standing up for your ideas. Or, and maybe she could validate this is a second guess, the need to control details and actions of others. But that doesn't ring true for me. Maybe she can tell me I'm wrong. What is her approach to life, the world, right? All the big doors. Her approach. New beginnings and abundance. Her outlook, her approach. feeling like she has an opportunity or gift from the universe in the material realm. Just taking advantage of growth, I feel. Taking advantage of opportunities. She's got the confidence, right? She's got the confidence. Maybe sometimes it falters here in the vulnerability, but generally she's pretty bold, but she's judicious. She doesn't go flying off at the mouth. She's judicious. She's she's too old for that shit basically. All right, what does she appreciate the most out of life? Let's see. Knight of Cups. That's interesting. There's a nice balance. Pence, cups, wands, swords. Nice balance here. She's a well-rounded person. She's seen a lot of shit. That's probably why. All right, so what she appreciates the most out of life is emotional offerings and speed. Well, I don't think she's hooked on speed, but romance, new projects, support. That's what she digs. She digs it. She digs all these things. Love, romance, optimism, inspiration. Yeah, that makes sense. Now let's see. This is the last one. Is how does she assess herself? Right. Nine of Wands reversed. Now this one. This is the only reversed. Oh my God! This is so weird. This is her self-assessment. Okay. Let me just clarify that. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Her favorite quality about herself. What she likes the most about herself, okay? Stubbornness. And that's so weird because we've had a couple discussions about, I was telling her, the world needs assholes like us, man. We're stubborn. And stubborn people solve problems. Stubborn people solve problems, man. We just do, man. A lot of people are complacent. A lot of people are, and that's fine. Like, we don't all have to be made the same. I mean, that goes against the whole thing, but I consider her to be a cleaner. Everywhere she goes, she applies that magnanimous spirit, and she takes care of the bullshit, man. That's just her, and I hope this is her favorite quality about herself, because it's one of my favorite qualities about her. So, I mean, this is, this is reading like, the person needs to do this or that. But if this is taken from the perspective of what she likes the most about herself, then what this is she doesn't throw in the towel no matter how oppressive the odds may seem. Even if another person appears to be the problem, she knows she can only control herself. She gently observes her reactions, and she is willing to take responsibility for her behavior. Yeah. Alright, so... Oh, man. I'm so glad I did this, because now I feel like I create a layout of all the questions that I want to know about a person. I don't give a rat's ass about, like, some drama. Like, I don't care about a divorce or whatever, and then absconding with, like, I don't care about any of that. I don't give a shit, alright? I want to do readings on the person as a human, right? I don't care about the celebrity. I mean, the only reason why I know about them is because they are a celebrity, but that is not the stuff, like, I give a rat's about. I want to see the human, and this, I think, so, this is what I was missing So I may actually revisit a couple readings I did on people over the last however many is since October, just to see if this layout is any better. Um, Man, I'm so glad I did this. All right, I'll shut up about it now. I think this is gonna suit my needs. Get it, suit? Haha. Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me, and I will see you at another time.